You guys complete the 4-game sweep. Just what do you think of your performance overall today?
More complete, less young, played a little bit older, and had a really good pitching performance by Kevin Sider that set the tempo for us, and I thought that was a big part of the game.
Specifically about Sider, just what do you see from him, and what do you think he did well compared to the start last week against Baylor?
I thought he pitched well last week against Baylor too. I think he's had 2 pretty good starts. Last week he was a little bit on a pitch count, like a lot of those guys were. Might not have been quite as sharp as he was today. Last week he had a really good feel for his fastball location, and 3 other secondary pitches today. I do think that last week maybe he didn't have quite as good a fastball location as he did today, and I don't think his stuff was as good as it was today. I think his stuff was back to what we were used to seeing. And he just pitched old. He made the one mistake to the 9-hole guy. I think he wanted that pitch back. But other than that, I think he pitched old and he just was in character.
What can you say about the toughness that Carter showed this weekend, getting plunked 6 times?
Yeah, I think it says a lot, right? And then the ability to be able to swing around the infield. He can play anywhere on that infield. And with Drew being out today, Carter sliding over the third base. Played third base last year quite a bit. When Ceballos was dinged up a little bit, and he did a great job defensively. He's just a good player, and he's a really tough kid.
Another game where up and down the lineup you got contributions. Do you like that? Did you like the balance you saw? You've had games this year where it was the bottom of the order or the middle of the order. Did you like the balance today?
Yeah, I did. I thought they were productive at bats. I thought Jack Brooks had a really good balance in there too. He added some energy. He had a lot of hustle. I think he's a kid that is a tremendously exciting player, and he's got a chance to be a really, really good player for us in an Oregon uniform. And I felt like Jack had a really, really good day at the plate, just providing some energy and just doing little things, nothing super outstanding or fantastic with home run balls like we saw, Cooney and the Jeffrey Hurds and those kind of guys do quite a bit of this weekend. But I just felt like he really energized a lot of things, and I thought he played well. I was proud of Jack.
What did Cooney demonstrate today by starting off multiple innings with extra base hits?
Well, and he was hitting them in all parts of the field, and so it was a little bit of a mature approach for him too. And you don't see many freshmen be able to go out there and handle shortstop as well as he did. A lot of people, you just go, I don't even remember much that went on at shortstop. That's a good thing. Usually if you remember a lot that goes on in the field, it's either because it's a Sports Center play or where the guy's kicking the ball around a little bit. And when he goes, you don't even see him out there, that means he probably played really well on defense, and he's a really good player.
Speaking of Sports Center plays, Bryce had another one, and he hits the home run.
Sure did.
Do you continue to be impressed with his ability to balance everything he's got going on and provide input like that?
Yeah, and he's just, he's a guy that has a huge heart too. This is Oregon. The University of Oregon is everything to him. He lives and breathes for this athletic department and the university, and he's so proud to be a part of this university. To see him have success on a baseball field is just one of the biggest joys of mine so far in the early season, because he's such a great kid.
What do you think of Jackson Jordan's performance? 3 Ks, strikeout side. I think he was up to 93. I think he topped out as. Just what do you think of him?
Dominant. Absolutely dominant. Probably the best. Sider did it over a longevity deal today. He really ran it out there with a high number of innings. But to watch Brock Moore do what he did, that was fantastic. I think he woke some people up around the ballpark when he got in the game, and then when Jackson Jordan got in the game, it was like, wow, this guy's even better than the last guy. And then to see Turner Spoljarek jump in there and go out there and attack with his fastball and show his best stuff so far of the year. Really excited about what we saw at that bullpen.
16 strikeouts from your staff as a whole today, most since 2021. What does an outing like today do for a pitching staff moving forward as the year goes on?
Hopefully trust what Coach Hawk's talking about even more, because he's in a way he's a perfectionist. He just demands an excellent effort on everything that you do with your details. And I think these guys, Coach Hawk is new, and when they start seeing that things are paying off, I think that you establish more trust. And he's a wonderful human being, and I think the pitchers probably after this weekend probably can see a little bit more of his plan and how that works when they execute what he's asking them to do.
With Moore, just what's it like to have a guy who can sit 99, 100 just out there in the pen, just kind of at your disposal? You didn't use him until today. What's that like to have?
Yeah, it's not bad having a guy that can touch 102 miles an hour out of the bullpen. It's pretty cool. Yeah. And it strikes too. It strikes, and it's a secondary pitch, and we call him Big Country, and he's just an awesome human being. He's a great kid. He went through a lot in his life, and to have a kid come in here from Indiana, it's awesome to be able to see him thrive. And to be able to see the scouts go, whoa, it's really cool. And he's not just a carnival pitcher; he's an effective college pitcher that has a big arm.
4 games now with Cassell at the leadoff spot. Do you think that'll stick?
Good question. Time will tell. Early to start giving definitives on every little thing, but we're seeing a lot of pluses. Something to build off this weekend. I know next weekend's going to be a heck of a test. And we're excited about what's in front of us, and we got to start preparing for next weekend.
Put Walsh out and right there to end the game. Just what's your thought process behind moving him out there and right? And do you see that being more of a thing, or?
It could be. Jacobs played well at first base, really well. He's fantastic around the bag, and we saw his bat get going a little bit more this weekend. Dominic Hillman hasn't really gotten going yet, but he's probably got the best power in the country. And so, one of the possibilities is, assuming that the guys earn that opportunity, is to be able to have Jacob flexible to where he can run around the outfield. And he's a really good athlete. He's fast and he can cover good ground out there. So to be able to have that as an option and have Hellman be able to play first base, assuming we can get his bat going, could be a really, really scary deal. With left-handed and right-handed in the middle of the order with that kind of power, include Jeff Hurd and Casella and the rest of them. We're talking about a long order right there.